So today we've got a race in Nebraska, Donald Trump versus no one. Or is it? Because Ted Cruz was on Glenn Beck's program and thinks he's still running. Let's watch.
We need to watch and see what the candidates say and do.
Now, you say we need to watch and see. Ted, are you leaving the door open to if Nebraska were to somehow
It's not going to happen.
miraculously choose you tonight?
Pat's going for the Hail Mary.
Is there, I mean, if that happened, would you consider getting back in the race?
Well, I am not holding my breath. My assumption is that will not happen. But listen, let's be very clear. If there is a path to victory, we launched this campaign intending to win. The reason we suspended the race last week is with Indiana's loss, I didn't see a viable path to victory. If that changes, we will certainly respond accordingly.
I don't know about you, Nebraska, but I take that as a yes.
I take that as a big yes.
Yeah, you'll take it as a big no when you get your ass kicked. So he's down by 25 points because he's not running. Okay, so if you wanted to win Nebraska, dropping out was a curious choice as a strategy to win that state.
It's reverse psychology.
Yeah. This is basically him not being able to let it go, right? And it's understandable, man. He wanted it really, really bad. He's one of those politicians who is a true politician, doesn't care about this or that. Super ironic because he runs on principle, right? But the reality is he knew that his principles couldn't win in 8 different situations in the Senate, but pressed on anyway and wound up hurting his principles. But he did that to grandstand and improve his standing among the talk show hosts and the base. So he's as slimy a politician as it gets, and he does it strictly for power, which, by the way, a lot of politicians, the majority of politicians do it. He's just a little bit more brazen about it. So he's like, oh, precious. What if I could? What if I could win even if I'm not running? Precious. So
I don't like Lord of the Rings anymore.
I know, right? So, Ted, sad day for you. I mean, there's still 8 minutes as we cover this live before the Nebraska polling comes in. But I'm going to go ahead and do an unprecedented call, even for the Young Turks. I'm calling the election before the polls close.
Ted, that is unfair. That's unfair to the people still in line waiting to not vote for Ted Cruz.
Is there anybody waiting in line in Nebraska 8 minutes before the polls close? I got to get out because there's no Democrat. They're not voting on the Democratic side, only the Republican side. I got to get out there and make sure what?
Although if he does have supporters, it's probably in Nebraska, honestly.
Ted Cruz, yeah.
I got to get out there and vote. Maybe all those news stories I heard were lies. He didn't drop out.
Well, now you make an interesting point because Republican voters are very prone to conspiracy theories. Today, public policy polling said they did a poll of in this case, Trump supporters. 65% of them believe that Barack Obama is Muslim. Only 13% believe he's Christian.
That's amazing.
Okay, hold. Still to this late day. And that's why they're really puzzled as to why a Muslim kept showing up at Reverend Wright's church, but still.
Are they curious about why a Muslim would bomb Muslim countries nonstop, or do drone strikes on innocent Muslim hospitals or hospitals in Muslim countries? And
that's just to throw the dogs off the scent.
That Obama, he's a smart one.
Yeah. So my favorite was 24% of Trump supporters believe that Antonin Scalia was murdered. Okay, now 42% say probably natural causes. I think it was 34% said not sure. Still thinking about it.
Oh. Well, that's what we want. We want them to be open to new information about the murder of a Supreme Court justice.
Boy, I don't know. A senior citizen, obese cigar smoker just drops dead. That sounds pretty...
Makes you think.
Makes you think, right? And by the way, he dropped dead at the ranch of a billionaire who had a case in front of the Supreme Court. So I think he died probably of lack of integrity.
His heart couldn't take the irony.
But those people might still be in line in Nebraska.
That's right.
But I got bad news for them. Ted Cruz has lost. He lost a state ago. So Donald Trump will win in Nebraska tonight and will win overall. He is the Republican nominee. Get used to it. Okay, so
Can't blame him for trying, though. I mean, a lot of states he stayed in the race, and he lost those anyway. Why not try to get out? See if you win one if you drop out.
that's right.
Consolation
Well,
prize.
that didn't work. You know, the definition of insanity is keep doing the same thing over and over. I stayed in the race and I lost. I stayed in the race and I lost. I got it. I'll get out of the race.
See what happens.
See if I win.